Back.
Well, it still doesn't show up.
Well,
It says it's connected
it says
on the
we're okay,
bottom
though, here.
Okay.
We are
And
back.
we are back.
We're back?
But
We
you
are
were saying
back.
something about tight ends, and I got to know.
No, it's fine. So let me explain.
Yes.
I was just going off of what I had saw in the
A tight end.
and it was a tight end that
Okay.
that I think had scored or was doing very well.
The tight end scored.
C. Hayward. And I was like, I hope that's not the defensive guy. Like, they're so lackluster in tight end position because they got Freiermuth that it isn't. But it was actually I guess Cam Hayward's brother.
Yes.
Anyways, who cares about the Steelers? You suck!
Oh, got him.
And we don't care that you beat the Falcons. We don't give one single iota of a care.
I mean,
It matters in the division thing, but okay, you got nothing to lose. We get it. You won. You beat Atlanta in Atlanta. You won 2 road games. You're looking good. You barely won, but who cares? All right, move on.
got him.
Let's get back on page. Let's reel it in a little bit.
Got him. Reel it in.
Low-scoring games. The Baltimore Orioles took down the Denver Rockies 10-9
Got him.
a few years ago. Never mind. The Baltimore Ravens took down the Denver Broncos 10-9. And let's have some prayers real quick. If you don't mind, bow your head, close your eyes. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for giving us Lamar Jackson to watch. He has been a healthy commodity for the Ravens, but we pray for his health to bring him back, as he has been the best running back since the sinner in the elevator.
Amen.
We appreciate it.
Amen.
He has been the best running back since the center in the elevator. 10-9. Let's move on.
10-9.
Jets.
Jets. Love it.
Wets. Jets. Wets the bed. Fourth quarter drive. Harrison Smith fends off Mike Caucasian. Let's keep it PC.
Daddy
okay?
White. Oh my God.
What? It's 22. It's 22. 27 Vikings over the Jets. So
I still heard that, by the way.
let's stay on theme.
His
We're in the
mics are-
NFC North Division.
These mics are great.
Offensive juggernaut Lions put up 40 on the Jags. Amon-Ra, Jamal, and DeAndre all with touchdowns. They scored 8 of 8 drives against the Jags. This big cat brawl actually turned out to be a quick little kitten conflict. Meow. Speaking of furry creatures, the Browns with Deshaun Watson looked great. Many people would say stunning. Lacking only one thing, offensive production. Now, that was not so much a Cleveland win as it was an abysmal Houston loss.
Facts.
I love Lovie Smith as much as the next guy. I don't think it has to do with the coaching. It's a lot of not having the talent.
Is it the Bears thing, or?
You know what?
I'm sorry. I had to.
Believe me. I like where your head's at. We're on the same page.
I love
Insult
you.
him later.
I know lack
can't
of
do it.
talent for a team. I'm a Bears fan. It's not like Lovey has been in this position before. He's never, ever been in this position.
Never had a losing team ever.
Ever.
Oh
All right.
shit!
Like I said, I'm a Chicago's Bear fan. That being said,
Lifelong.
Aaron Rodgers continues his ownership campaign against the Chicago Bears with the help of Christian Watson.
Oh well.
This loss doubled my sadness as the Packers of all teams, because they became the winningest team in the NFL, 787 wins to the Bears, 786.
Go, Pack, go.
That's right. Sure. Whatever. But let me tell you why the Bears are excited.
There you go.
They get an early draft talent next year, and they can't blow that. Right, Mitch Trubisky?
God.
They can't blow that.
Oh, that hurts so bad.
Miami and San Francisco 49ers. They put it down on the D side. CMC is back, and be that as it may, I give Tyreek Allen an A for effort. DCBA, that's backwards, much like the Chargers as of late, losing 3 players, 33-17. Don't worry. Let's move on. We don't need to hear about the Chargers and their abysmal quarterback who's actually great but has no talent, no offensive line around him, and no defense to help him out. Does that sound familiar to anybody?
Oh man.
Phillip Rivers.
I mean,
I'll move on. KC really didn't have to win this one. I think that they were kind of throttled, and maybe they looked ahead because their opponents moving forward are the Broncos and Houston in the next 2 weeks.
Nice.
So they're getting a little vacation before the playoffs, and maybe vacation started a little bit early.
That defense is still good.
KC's?
Denver.
No, Houston.
Oh, yeah, Denver's good.
Casey, get your defense together. Playoffs are starting soon, and you looked like some Cincinnati garbage, which I'm used to seeing on their streets. See you next week, Cincinnati. Now, having said that, the AFC West is supposed to be like the NFC or AFC East this year with, Russell Wilson, Devonta Adams, Khalil Mack, Juju Smith-Schuster, big names all going there, but it's been pretty lax, much like the Chargers-Raiders game. Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams, TD, so boring, so effective, ho-hum, they are the best as far as a tandem goes for QB, wide receiver, and running back. And since we're out west, let's stop at the west side. So last one, we're out west. I'm going to finish it off with a wild card hopeful Seahawks and Rams game. The Rams remain plagued with injuries. Please do not feel sorry for the Rams. They won a Super Bowl last year. Now, their injuries are covered by Medicare because their players are so old. And all their players now, being old and injured, remind me of a special someone whose birthday is today.
Oh,
So if you could do me a favor for our
Get him.
old and injured
get
player.
him. He is old and injured.
That is messed up.
He's
it
still
is a
crippled,
little
guys.
bit messed up.
That is messed up.
He's
Let's
still
go ahead
crippled.
and do a happy birthday, KJ, and we'll keep it short.
You want to sing?
Happy
birthday to
That's
you.
it. That's it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy
I'm done.
birthday, dear old KJ. Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
And this is why I can't run a clean show.
No, it's okay. Well, I mean, it's pretty clean. We didn't even cuss.
All right, so
Not yet.
I like the breakdown. It was fun today.
It was a little bit quick.
We need to do that a lot quicker.
Was that a 5-minute?
No, that was like
That was like
14 minutes.
Was that a 14-minute recap?
It's okay.
Pretty
We messed
close.
with you, and we also had the. I mean, we're gonna get
I
better.
could be
did
a lot
like it.
faster. Ask
It's
my
all
wife.
good.
Yeah, I think my wife would also agree.
All right.
It's okay. She's in the chat, so.
But since you said that, we're gonna get into.
And she says happy birthday.
We're gonna get. Thank you. We're gonna get into the injuries, right?
Yes,
So-
Injuries are important.
Matt Stafford out for the year. Neck surgery. Done. Boom. Out.
he's old. Also a Rams player.
All right. Lamar Jackson. Another injury you brought up, right? Lamar Jackson is supposed to miss anywhere from 2 to 3 games, possibly. So that could be bad
Playoff
for them.
manipulations.
Was
Well,
it 2 to
it's-
3? It was only 2 to 3.
It was 2
I don't
to
know.
3.
Tyler Huntley, like you say.
Well, it could be bad for them for the simple fact that these are all division games, and I don't know if Tyler Huntley has the experience to win these games in clutch situations.
They got to play the clock. Game management.
Yeah, it all has to
It's
come
good.
up, but they don't have running backs, they don't have wide receivers. It's Mark Andrews and Tyler Huntley, and then that defense.
Gus Edwards is supposed to be healthy. Harbaugh's got to coach real well.
So we're gonna move on from that because we spent a little bit of time on the intro. So going into Garoppolo, right?
Yeah, how's his foot doing?
Garoppolo avoided surgery,
Well,
and there's playoff implications
Okay.
saying that he could come back for playoffs.
it's super unlikely.
So, well, it's not unlikely. It's possible.
It's
I don't think it matters.
I would probably also agree with that at this
I
point.
don't think it matters.
But I
don't think so
I
either.
don't know. I think they're better than most people realize. That defense is so stout.
I think with CMC
But can we-
and go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I would kind of agree for the fact that Brock Purdy
Right.
Purdy.
looked really good.
Iowa State.
That
Relevant.
first drive, like he came in, he did his damn thing, and like the as a quarterback in the NFL with that talent of a team, like what do you need? Debo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, right at like 80%. We don't even need them at 100 because we can just check down there.
Yeah,
keep the game
50%
short,
of an offense
get
is still
rid
good
of-
for them.
And
Right.
that's where I'm thinking like it's not necessarily like, oh, I have to go be something more than I am. No, let your great offensive line do their job. Let Shanahan run the ball. Get it east and west, north south, and don't turn it over. And your defense is going to create turnovers. They did against Miami, who is a potent offense.
My only worry about doing that is you can't lean on Christian McCaffrey. We've already decided this in the league.
Yeah.
If you lean on Christian McCaffrey, he's going to be out in like 3 weeks.
Crippled.
So
Yeah, he's not an in between the tackles runner.
No.
yeah, so that could be
Defensive
another
tackles are-
issue for them at injury because he's dealing with injury currently, Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
So
Banged up.
yeah, I mean it's going to go back on Debo.
And you said that Jimmy G did need foot surgery or did not?
Did not.
Okay.
Does
He's
not.
avoided.
He avoided foot
Avoided.
Just
was
double-checking.
the wordage used by
Broken.
San Francisco.
Broken.
So that being said, we'll get off. I don't think there's any other quarterbacks we can talk about right now. I think
Nope.
that's the 3 majors. So we'll jump into running backs. Kenneth Walker.
Ouch.
Let me preface this correctly because I don't have them all up there.
He'll be
It's well, no. So it's Kenneth Walker, DJ Dallas,
Yep.
and
Troy?
High ankle sprain
Travis
for
Homer,
DJ
I
Dallas.
Travis Homer.
Aha.
Kelly just picked up the fourth guy who's not even on the depth chart.
Yet.
Yeah, good job.
Well, Kenneth Walker hasn't been ruled out yet.
Well, here's
Or
the thing.
DJ Dallas
It's
or
still a bruised foot for a running back. So whether he's ruled out or not, it's probably going to be limited.
my
And
notes
then
suck.
the only other issue is all of those guys are dealing with injury.
Yep.
Right.
All of them. So that might be a passing game all day this week.
I don't. So here's my take on that. There is in no way, shape, or form world where I'm scared because based on the last 3 years, that is all the Seahawks have been is injured running backs, injured running backs, injured running backs
Since Marshawn Lynch.
and barely
Yep.
crawling
Right.
into the playoffs.
Right.
So like,
Well, they haven't been in the playoffs in 4 years.
No, but they got it. They're rebuilding here. No one thought them to be good. And with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett being there, it's not the worst thing in the world if Geno
Has to throw the ball.
has to throw the ball.
I agree.
All right.
That's a fair point. That's a really good point.
You could limit the touches on the running back side and say, okay, on first down, get us 3 yards. 2nd and 7, 3rd and 7.
Right.
That's on the quarterback.
Right. All right. So one other thing before we get to the other running
a good
back
point.
is Von Miller done for the year. ACL surgery. We kind of knew this.
Yeah.
To me,
He
that
still could
hurts.
get a ring.
To me, that hurts Buffalo's
He
defense.
could still get a ring.
but
He
it
could still
does.
get a ring.
But it does hurt their defense.
Yep. But he can still get a ring.
That's a big piece on their defense. And then the other thing is Josh Jacobs dealing with a quad strain on a short week.
Short week. He's still limited. It's still a toss up. It's still a toss up. We won't know if he's inactive until 7 tomorrow.
All right. I mean,
How bad does that affect like the game as far as like? And I know
Poorly.
we're gonna recap it early, so we'll keep it brief. But like,
Poorly.
you think that like that
Their offense,
play action's a big thing to get Devonta open?
Zamir White.
well, Zamir White's still, young. We haven't seen much of him. This could be a game where we see a lot of Zamir White. But I will say with playoff implications, they got to play Josh Jacobs.
I will say that as of right now, at least according to Sleeper,
And
Control tempo.
at 6:05 p.m. on a Wednesday, they still have him projected for 16 plus points. So
all right. Well, I think the only issue with that whole situation, like I said, is this is playoff implications.
yep.
So if Josh Jacobs doesn't play, they might lose this game.
They have 3 players on their team: Derek Carr, Devonta Adams, Josh Jacobs.
And Darren Waller again tried to come back early. Is dealing with a hammy issue still.
Yeah, he's still
he's out. Hunter Renfrow. Have we seen Hunter Renfrow since he got knocked off the face of the earth?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
He's still sleeping somewhere.
I just don't know what's going on there. So, and then that's kind of it I have on injuries right now. So, we'll kind of jump right into the Thursday night game, kind of go over the recap on that or what we're going to do for that. What do you guys see going on in that game, Raiders-Rams, for Thursday night?
Hey, what happened there?
The transparency's there. That's
Love it. Headless Horseman Steve.
You can't see
me.
Give him a
Alrighty. It's because of where you have that.
Yeah.
That's all right. We're
So-
fixed it now. Anyway, well, Baker is not playing.
Put it all the way at the top.
I can't assume.
That's been confirmed, right?
Yeah, Baker. I don't know how he
I
could
don't
come
know
on
if that's
one day.
been confirmed.
He's gonna come one day.
Because I was talking to John a little bit earlier that he could be.
Could be active on Thursday night. Is
That's
what Sleeper
incredible.
says from 1 hour ago.
Okay. Well,
I don't see him being ready with the playbook.
I know.
But that being said, I have to say this. Like, I can't let this go.
Go ahead. Yeah, say something
right,
goofy. Say
so
something goofy. Go ahead.
According
Uh-huh.
to one of our guests,
Who?
who is slightly funny from time to time.
Are we talking about the original Browns fan?
This guy that sits here. In
Oh, the guy
in
that's not here?
corner. Yeah, that's not here.
The real original Browns fan. Oh, what is this?
Quote unquote,
So you're saying stop it?
Sean McVay
It hurts me.
is like a girlfriend with dad issues.
Okay, actually, I could see that. Hold on, that's funny.
And his point is,
Oh,
I
no.
can fix Baker.
Oh,
I swear
no.
I can fix him.
I gotta be honest. He might be the one that can do it.
And it's kind of funny because of all things, like this guy might be able to fix Baker. He gave Matt Stafford
hold on,
a Super Bowl
hold
ring.
on. You know
He
who-
gave Matt Stafford a Super Bowl ring.
He did.
Cooper
he
Kupp
did.
did.
What?
Well, Stafford threw him the ball.
Aaron
Cooper
Donald.
Kupp
Aaron,
did.
Aaron
I don't
Donald.
care. I could have thrown him the ball.
Jared Goff couldn't.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff
Talk
got him
about
there.
playoffs.
Hold
Look at
on.
the Detroit
How are you gonna
Lions,
say
dude.
that? that?
Because he
He
didn't go.
got him there. Stop. Yeah,
Knock
that's
it off.
garbage.
When's the
take.
last time?
Oh my
when's the
God.
Knock it off.
Jared Goff was
Knock it off.
above average.
Knock it off.
2 years in a row, Jared Goff couldn't
You're
make it
messing
there.
with
Why am
dude,
I defending Jared Goff to
I'll
you?
tell you why. Because his advanced stats.
The Lions aren't
like,
going to draft a
what they're
quarterback
doing
because
in
they don't
Detroit-
need to. Oh my God.
Yes.
I can't believe I got that mad about
So
that.
you
What the
should.
hell is
So
going
that
on
being,
here?
that being said, right, jumping out of that, Matt Stafford could be done for his career if neck surgery doesn't go well.
That's true. That's bad. And I
Could
don't
you
think.
imagine Baker on the Rams for the next 4 years?
Oh no.
Yeah, the verdict. So listen, the jury here. Let me go to right here real quick. I don't know if you got me. The jury is still in deliberation on Baker Mayfield.
I mean,
The jury's in deliberation. And let me explain.
ask a Browns
Cannot confirm or deny whether or not he's innocent or guilty of being good. Okay.
What were those stats from this year? Can you throw that overlay up real
that-
quick?
stop.
I know
That's-
it's quick. Hold on.
Bakers,
Hold on. What were those? Hold
He's
on.
got no
Read
line.
those stats off.
118 of 206, 118
Completion.
67.8.
of 206 attempts.
67.8%. That's actually very
57.8.
Oh,
Right.
57.8.
That's actually super
That's
good.
horrible.
1,313 yards.
Bad
Oh,
font
57?
And 6 to 6 TD interception ratio.
Okay.
He threw it out. He did this last second. So
So let me explain. Under 500 record. under 500 record. Under 60% passer rating. And he's
like the average for the NFL is somewhere around like 61.
It's like
61 or
62.
62.
I thought that was 67. That's my bad. I
I think
didn't
here's
realize
my
it was
point on the
57. That's
verdict
bad.
is still out on him. Let's talk about the opportunities for Baker. Okay. And the one year he did have an opportunity, he took him to the playoffs and got the W. Like the real opportunity.
You guys
like, the
remember?
talent was there.
Yes.
The health was there.
Yep.
The defense was there.
The play calling was not skewed.
And he managed games.
So that being said,
and he
right?
got the touchdowns. He was good.
Hit him with it.
So I'm thinking like
That's what he
That's
is.
why the verdict is still out because he's not good enough to make a bad team good.
Which is this team right now?
I don't know that they're a bad team.
No wide
The Rams?
They're
receivers.
injured.
No wide. But my
Van
point is,
Jefferson-
Injured doesn't
Allen
mean bad.
Robinson, Cooper
Yeah,
Kupp. both
stop it.
gone.
Allen
End
Robinson
of
should
year.
not be
Done.
in the
And
discussion
Van
when
Jefferson-
referring to a good player,
Van
especially not
Jefferson
this year.
is sneaky good.
But
He
Yes.
drops
Yes,
everything.
I
I
agree.
agree. I like Van Jefferson.
but he couldn't do anything in Carolina with better assets. When he had Christian McCaffrey when he was in, he had DJ Moore, he had a solid defense, and he still couldn't win games.
DJ Moore strikes me
I
as a
think
couldn't
that,
beat a horrible
yeah,
Browns.
But so you're
Jets
right.
did.
You're right for this year. I don't
saying-
expect anything out of Baker this year.
So you're pretty much saying that the
No,
Panthers.
not out of this year. Now time out. Next year.
You're
Matt Stafford's gone. You give me the offseason with Baker as Sean McVay. You give me the talent and people coming back healthy and Aaron Donald wanting to stick around. I'll take that bet. And I'll draft a quarterback in round 2 because if it doesn't pan out, whatever, round 3, I don't know when their next pick is. Their next pick could be in 2045 for all.
Yeah, it might be. It might be rough.
Yeah, they traded away everything for a Super Bowl.
All right, so
But that I go ahead. I digress.
no, you're good. I like to take. I mean, I kind of
think-
slightly agree with it.
Yeah. Verdict is out. If he and listen, this year is not going to make a determination. It's going to be in deliberation until he gets an off season with the team. He didn't have an off season with Carolina.
Yeah, not really.
It's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, how many?
Takes
Yeah.
time to get acclimated.
How many coaches
So,
and
Deshaun?
OCs has he had? Since, I mean, whatever. You know, I'm not trying to make excuses, but I mean, they're all viable. They're all viable.
What do you mean they're all viable?
Baker's had how many head coaches since he's been in? He's had how many different OCs?
3, 4.
I mean, yeah, 3, 4, I think, of each. I mean, especially now. So, I mean, it's different. He had 2 different head coaches this year.
Right.
No, I think they said. I think there was
One of them is
7 head coaches in his 5 years.
See, that's what I mean. Like, I
Because
kind of
of
threw
two
that out there, but but I'm just saying.
Yes.
So
All
that,
right.
3 with the Browns.
That's-
Yeah.
2, 5 head coaches.
see, you're
Yep.
I'm not trying to make excuses.
6 now.
Oh,
with
hello.
McVay.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make excuses. However, I think if given the chance, especially with this offensive guru, he's going to be okay.
If Baker's not the quarterback, who's the quarterback?
For the Rams,
Yeah.
Brian
Us-
Bryce
assuming that Stafford's crippled and done forever,
or Bryce.
Well, no, I'm just talking for Thursday's game.
Wolford,
For tomorrow's game.
right? John, is it John Wolford?
Wolford.
I think he's the only other.
I think he's on the injury report too.
Oh
It's
well.
questionable.
Yep.
Oh wow. So then it.
So it's Bryce Perkins.
Oh.
All right. So
That is in question.
going into that, right? So like the Rams have 0 offense.
Yeah.
An injured defense.
No, that's
It's an unseen offense. Let's put it that way.
it's not unseen. It's Cam Akers, okay? The guy.
Which is
Let me explain. The guy had 2 touchdowns last week. He was a check down receiver. He did his job. He put up, I think he was the number 2 running back in fantasy football for all you degenerates out there. I'm just saying. That's what it is.
They played safe football.
That almost won them the game against a wild card Seahawks team who had DK Metcalf. I'm just saying.
Right.
Bobby Wagner had an interception, 2 sacks, and like 7 tackles. He was all over the field. The Rams are always in it.
You knew
And if
he was
get
gonna show
Cam
up.
Akers, well, he did, and so does Jalen Ramsey.
They're all
so if they
NFL.
get a
Jalen Ramsey
turnover
showed
or
up?
2,
All right.
and then they run the ball. Good luck.
All right, I like the take.
I'm just saying it's not over. I'm taking the
So-
Raiders.
I don't know.
But
That's
what
that's
is-
how-
Yes.
What is your pick,
I'm
Dan?
taking the Raiders for sure. Devontae Adams.
What's your score? What do you got for him?
Devontae Adams is going to make Jalen Ramsey look like a little baby back boy.
You
Yes.
think Devontae Adams is gonna pull a
DK
DK?
Metcalf did, yeah. I mean, that's Jalen. You are phenomenal at what you do, which is not covering wide receivers, but trash talk.
So your over-under is 43.5.
43 and a half. Yeah.
So what do you...
21-24 Raiders.
Wow, a lot
Wow, that's a
closer.
close-
Yeah,
That's a close game.
I do
It
have
is.
Ryan's.
The Raiders are favored by 5.5.
I
What
do
is
have
Ryan's score real quick?
24-12 Raiders.
All right. What about you?
I'm going to go 21-14 Raiders.
No field goals.
After hearing
like the kickers.
after
like 'em.
hearing your score, I kind of agree that the Rams are going to score more than
Defensive.
14 points. So I'm going to go 17 for the Rams, and I'm going to go 31 for the Raiders.
that's a great score.
shoot. Well, all Raiders.
That's a good football.
Hey, Johnny
score.
G, who you
Yeah,
got?
I love that
Raiders.
score.
You got Raiders?
You're playing my fiddle, baby.
He's loving it.
All right.
Yeah,
so
everyone's I think picking the Raiders, right?
what do you got?
I'm gonna say 27-17 Rams. Or I'm sorry, Raiders.
I was going
Raiders.
to say he's doing that on purpose.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I make fun of him, and I go, "You're always taking the safe
Dude,
pick."
if we
Always.
all take Raiders, that's not a good thing.
It's not.
That means the Rams are going to win.
No,
so
that's not true.
Anthony
We all
said
took Seattle last week.
27-14 Raiders as well.
Atta boy.
That's a low one. It's just a low score.
That's a 41. Yeah, it's right under.
44.5. That's way under.
Kelly, what do
The
you
whole
got?
field goal under.
Text the chat.
She's like, I'm quiet because it's 6:15 and we need to move forward.
Yeah, she has not said anything, so
Yeah.
Let's move.
she hasn't said anything other than that she was desperate in auto draft for picking up that running back.
I thought it was hilarious. That auto draft. Oh, we have an auto draft and it's just way too deep.
She's
so-
always desperate, by the way. That's how we got married. Go ahead.
Got him.
Damn,
All right,
two
he got
wife
himself.
jokes.
Got
All
him.
right, so let's jump right into the They Mean Well and get into that segment real quick. What do we got for today?
Sorry, Bo. So the first
dirty.
one is from Reddit, and it is about the situation with Antonio Brown. Sources say that Tampa has locked down AB to a 10-year deal. Antonio Brown and the Tampa Bay Police Department are close to terms on a long-term contract because if you haven't heard, he's been holding out in his house for, 6 days now due to a warrant?
It's just in the first time he's had a warrant out for his arrest that he's just got it chilled at home.
Yeah. Well, this time that the police have been communicating with him through a megaphone to try to get him out
That's
because they're
ridiculous.
worried about weapons in the place. So
The CTE thing is so real.
Yes,
Like
with them.
I
There's
get it, but why are there not restrictions in place? That's so weird. I know he's a free man.
question is,
he can
why
do
did-
whatever he wants.
Why
He's
is he
gonna
the
end up in prison.
CEO of a company? That's the
Right.
question.
Well,
So-
that's just a paper and some a couple $100.
And on the flip side, as Bo noted in his breakdown, you have the Chicago Bears owner saluting his fans after their win.
Looks like a real drug dealer. Ayahuasca.
Stop it.
Looks like a real drug dealer
all
over
right.
there.
This was a video, but I had to time it perfectly.
No, that's fine.
So,
That's
Where do you
funny.
get the money to be Chicago's owner? Chicago's expensive. Drug dealer.
Stop it.
He's on mushrooms, dude. He's on ayahuasca.
he's playing for the wins, clearly.
I mean,
It's not helping.
he's peeing clean.
So
All right, so we're gonna jump into the news. If you guys like those memes, let us know, please, in the chat. Jumping into the news, we're gonna go to the Titans firing the GM John Robinson. That was a big happening. 2-3 days ago?
Long overdue.
What?
ever since they
Hold
traded,
on. So let me-
since they traded Trey
Wait,
Lambert.
let me preface this real quick.
Long overdue.
So, with the moves that have been made in the last 2 years,
Long overdue.
with the trade over AJ Brown, the going and getting of Julio Jones, the signing of Treylon Burks in the offseason, as that team is the drafting of Treylon Burks in the offseason, that team has consistently gotten worse, even though they're the best team in their division.
Long overdue.
That team has consistently gotten worse over the last 4 years, and they have added less pieces and lost capital.
They're putting too much pressure on their head coach.
Yep, Vrabel.
Vrabel's a dog.
Yep,
absolute.
You give Vrabel some talent, Vrabel's gonna win everything.
He's
Love Vrabel.
I mean, look what he did with AJ Brown and Corey Davis.
I mean,
that's fair.
A lot of their capital has also been in Taylor Lewan, who's been injured a lot.
Yeah.
Love Taylor. One of my guys. I love busting with the boys. Shout out busting with the boys. No free shout outs. But those guys, they're great. But Taylor's been injured.
Yeah.
And like when you're left tackle who you're paying a lot of money, good job, Taylor. Great job, agent. No hate. But the truth is that there's a lot of capital there, and we're not utilizing it. And so, like, you're handicapped, and that's on the GM. That's not on anybody else. That's on how to make like your offensive line better, how to get wide receivers better, how if Tannehill's going to be the guy, how are we going to get him talent to make up for his lackluster ability, or Malik in the future?
Right.
Like, what are we doing to get like these guys? And he hasn't done the job.
So now do you know why he got fired? Because you were asking me earlier in the show, you didn't understand why he got fired.
So I guess I would look at if I'm looking at this from 30,000-foot view, right? I understand offensively. I'm scratching my head. I'm like, why would you do that?
Well,
why would you make these moves? Yes, exactly. So then you look at the defensive picks, the defensive ads. They're studs. You drafted a guy.
They shouldn't be.
Why?
It should be the other way around.
It should be the other way around.
Their offense should be studs because
that's his strength.
Like we talked about this with the Chicago thing,
that's right.
Because they don't need to go draft
with
defense
Eberflus?
because they can get defense late.
I mean, they have a top 5 defense that's keeping. I mean, all right, so I agree.
No, because that's because Vrabel knows
that's his niche.
Because Vrabel knows.
I love you.
How to? He's a linebacker, so he knows what's going on behind him. He knows what's going on in front of him.
What college you go to?
Who? Vrabel?
Yeah, say it. Say it for me.
Did he go to?
Yeah.
J-Dub?
He went to Ohio State. Ohio State. You talking about the?
You can always come on the Deep Threats podcast.
My brain is not.
All right, Mike, I'm gonna reach out to you on Twitter.
Food.
All right, so that was a good conversation there.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
So
you
you draft.
Born in Akron,
and they did. Treylon Burks they drafted. Malik they drafted.
Listen,
those are rookies, right?
But the problem with Treylon Burks is he hasn't been on the field all year. That's the problem with Treylon Burks.
And then he was, and then he gets.
I think that
knocked out cold.
Concussion.
Maybe he didn't like talking to doctors and be like, "Hey, how's Taylor's knee look? How's his
asthma?
Lungs?"
Maybe.
You know, like he's like, this doctor doesn't know what he's talking about.
Can Robert Woods still turn and make a cut?
They want me to take my medicine?
He's been in 8 games.
That's another point, right? Like you go out and you get a 35-year-old Robert Woods, right? Like
after an ACL injury, like
he doesn't have much left in the tank. Says the doctor.
You go out and get a 30.
We'll see about that.
You go out and get a 33-year-old
Julio Jones.
Woods is only 30.
God, he looks old as shit.
No, but Wentz was coming off a bad year, off injuries, and he went out and got Wentz. Did you say Wentz?
No, you said Woods. Robert Woods.
Yeah,
that was a joke, right? So, like, obviously he's not 35. But my point is the decline of most wide receivers
35.
is between the years of 29 and 32.
Yes.
Boom. Done.
Ask OBJ.
You don't go get those guys.
No.
All right. Good transition.
No,
Still crippled.
You can. You just don't pay them as much. They're
No,
1-year
that's
dealers.
fair.
Good transition. Let's get into Odell. What the hell's going on with Odell? Is Dallas signing him, or is he not going anywhere?
He's not going nowhere.
Nowhere?
I think that he would rather enjoy the limelight.
He went to a Mavs game.
Physically fit.
He went to a Mavs game with players after an interview, after a literal interview, and they said
9
that
hours.
They said that physically he's not ready. They said that excuse me. They said that after a surgery in Cleveland, it was so bad his knee was a ticking time bomb.
Yep.
And the Rams were even worried about him. So when that comes up and that becomes mainstream, that is a problem. They're saying he might not be ready before playoffs. And that is a problem.
Didn't Jerry Jones say something that he wouldn't pick up a player if he couldn't see them play?
I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on about Jerry Jones right now. Just ask LeBron James about that garbage. But whatever.
But I will say,
we won't get into that.
Yeah, it's garbage.
I will say, like, Jerry Jones got rid of Amari Cooper. Why would you go get Odell?
Right.
Well,
it's too expensive. But you
already have a burner in Gallup, so like, yeah, you don't. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
I don't
off.
understand it.
I don't either.
here's where my mind goes is like,
Don't pay him cheap
if I'm
for talent upside.
if I'm OBJ,
Yeah.
I think that I like the limelight. Always have, always will.
Always have. We all missed it as Brown. Yeah, I missed it as a Browns
But
fan.
I
That's my
also think
bad.
that there is gas in the tank. There is, and he did produce for the Rams and win them a couple big games. And I can't take away history.
Yeah,
I
he
can't.
He didn't dog those
He
plays.
also
And
scored a touchdown in the
played
Super
very
Bowl.
well for 6 games.
Scored a
very
touchdown.
well.
Scored a
you're
touchdown in the
saying
Super
there's
Bowl.
a chance.
No, that's a
And
great.
yes, he
I'm
did.
not arguing
Yeah,
that.
I
I'm not
agree.
arguing that.
And if you're going to be a game changer, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I just want to explain what he's doing is very smart because he's allowing his knee to rehab right now, right? And maybe he hasn't done the best with it because he's not on a team.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm just saying maybe. But he's creating value for himself by teams that need him and doubling down on making sure that he gets into the playoffs.
Doesn't
and his name's getting shown.
Doesn't that go into consideration? If he's not ready, that means it's a minimum 2 weeks before you can play him.
It depends on my idea of ready and OBJ's idea.
No, I'm talking about the team's idea of ready.
That's between the team. I don't know.
right.
But if I'm the Browns, right, and let's say I'm the Browns owner, I'm the Bears owner, OBJ's available, and we're in playoff contention, I'm taking a risk.
I think if
I'm
anybody,
getting him
I
on
think
the
that's
team.
fair point.
I'm reading. I'm saying, hey, open the playbook, get on the team. I want you on this type of regiment. I want you with our trainers nonstop. I'm willing to put up $2 million right now to say that you're going to pay off if it gets me into a championship game.
I say if anybody,
Yes.
I bet that.
Yeah,
I
you get
say-
your money. High ups. Sorry, go.
if anybody should go after him, which I can just see the Eagles going after him just because of what they've done this season.
Ooh, I could too, actually.
But if anybody should go after him, I think it should be Baltimore. But he won't
That's a
go
good
to.
landing spot.
I don't think he'll go to a cold city.
But they
No,
won't pay
that's
that
the
money.
point.
They run their thing as a business, and that business runs lean and mean.
Well, wait.
And they balance their business out on the defensive
But
side.
you're only asking for
And
him for
offensive
5-6
line.
games, right?
But-
so you're looking at maybe
it depends. I don't know their
maybe
cap
$500,000
situation,
to
to be
$1.5 million.
Hold on,
I don't know
did-
their cap
didn't
situation, but
Baltimore-
yeah, that's a cool landing spot, though.
Didn't Baltimore go out and grab Deshaun Jackson, though?
Yes, they did.
So they already got their burner.
They just signed him
Poor
from the
man's
practice
Odell.
squad.
Poor man's. I mean, there's
They're a
nothing that says
business.
that Odell can even cut.
Yeah, they can cut his hamstring. I
mean,
mean,
well-
sorry.
I mean, so
Too
no,
early
that-
for Deshaun
no.
Jackson.
Well, no, man.
He's gonna play. By the way, he played one game last year, pulled a hamstring.
Well, that's what
saying.
happens when you.
Hey, when he got signed by the Ravens this year, he got injured that same game.
Who's older,
rough.
KJ or Deshaun?
Deshaun, hands down, legs down. Sorry.
I think he's
All right.
35. It's
So
close.
we're gonna move. Don't be a dick.
I mean, he's got
close.
he's got
Don't
he's
be
got
a dick.
OBJ by like
It's
6 years.
Don't, you and John the
I'm
last
just-
2 weeks. I'm gonna
just saying
punch you
it's
both.
close.
Man, it
All right.
sucks to be super old.
That's it. That's
Do
it.
you need a leg to be
you know
stand
what
up?
sucks is that I'm the oldest person in this room still. That's
By
what sucks.
far, he could be my father.
Well, Bo's right behind me.
Well,
But
No.
we're gonna move on from that.
seriously,
Yeah, he's literally right behind me.
2 months. That's all right.
2 months.
So-
2 months.
You're still gonna be a year older than him for at least 2 months.
I think we. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna we're jumping to the pick'em screen. So just a quick heads up: over the last week, we have our pick'ems up here from our last Saturday's
let
pick'em.
me go ahead and wrap this one up. Show this up, baby. I love this. Right now, look at your boy.
All right, so Bo,
10-4 last week.
Bo's at 10-4. Johnny G on the mic is at 11-3. God, he's winning from all of us.
He's a bum.
78%.
Ryan, who's not here, is 8-6, and Steve and me are 9-5.
That's how we do it.
We're all killing it. That win percentage is based over the
Year.
career.
Yeah.
So Bo has been solid 71%, along with Steve 71%.
Yeah, you know who's been ass?
Johnny.
I'll put it back up.
Ryan.
So Ryan picks. But to Ryan's defense, Ryan picks on emotion, not on what's going on.
I mean, that's
so
no, never mind.
a
I'm
lot
not-
of his arguments. By the way, if his emotion is 60% accurate, that's not bad.
No, that's actually
All right, so
pretty good for us,
here's
guys.
my question.
This is like
Define emotion. He's like, oh, I'm not feeling good about Washington.
no. You know, no. You don't.
Yes.
No, you know what it is.
I don't
Hold
like
on.
Week
Hold on.
13's games.
No.
They don't. They're not good.
No, his
By the
emotion's
way-
angry. He's like, no, they're not good to
There
win.
were no good games Week 13. I couldn't
also-
find a game of the week.
I also yelled at
I'm
him.
feeling greedy today.
We all did different versions of it.
I also yelled at him in the before the show today because I watched the last show.
Hi, buddy.
And this dude was talking about the Ravens for almost a solid 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Like we'd get off the Ravens and he'd come back to the Ravens.
loaded
We'd
him
get
up.
we were on the NFC and somehow we ended up for 20 minutes on the Ravens.
Who's that tackle that was supposed to win MVP or comeback player? Oh,
Ronnie Staley.
Yeah, he's hurt again. Yeah, okay.
Stanley.
So So I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump
Stan.
off that.
Stanley.
So we are doing pretty solid in the pick'ems. For anybody who wants to know, you guys are more than welcome to ask us in the chat what you guys think what you think we think about the games.
Yeah, you're lucky. It's gonna be premium content at some point. 70% roughly.
Yeah, I mean,
Sheesh.
we pay a lot of attention to all these games and stats. We're gonna move on from here, though. I have one last thing to talk about today, and that is the Andrew Luck statement that he made to Seth Wickersham. And
What a name!
It was an ESPN Plus article. I read 90% of the article. And essentially, with this whole, that overlay sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's rough on the.
All right,
read that overlay.
So
John.
read the stats on the overlay. That is Andrew Luck for his career, and then
80
go
or
ahead.
60?
Go ahead,
60.
Johnny.
Oh, okay.
So,
It's not that great.
2012 to 2018, 60.8% completion percentage, completion. 23,671 passing yards,
It's a six.
1,590 rushing yards, because he's not a running back by any means.
That's only over 6 years, guys.
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
171 to 83 touchdown interception
You
ratio.
ran the ball that much?
And he was a 2018 comeback player of the year.
And those are some really phenomenal stats for a guy that retired at like 27 to 28 years old.
Well, you remember when he retired very randomly, and Jacoby Brissett was like, "Oh, okay."
So just to like
Jim Irsay cried like a baby.
hold on, just to give kudos to this kid, because I think he's mentally, he had an issue. When you read the article, he talks about his wife, and he talks about how he was incapable of dealing with injury and dealing with the game and dealing with how he was going to deal with his family. And when he came back, he gave everything he had.